Good morning, class. Now today we will discuss the exceptional cases of the law of demand. That means these are the situations in which the law of demand does not operate because exactly the shape of the demand curve is negatively slopes downward from left to right. This is the diagram which we have read, that according to the law of demand, price has an inverse relationship with the quantity. If price increases, quantity decreases. If price decreases, quantity increases. This we have done. But now today we are going to read exceptional cases of the law of demand. That means these are the few situations in which the demand curve goes upward. That means the slope of the demand curve is positively sloped. Positively sloped, that means if price increases, quantity increases. If price decreases, quantity decreases. This is the exceptional case. So first of all, let's discuss the necessities of the life. Necessities of the life, that means the law of demand is not seen operating in the case of necessities of life like food grains, salt, milk, etc. So the minimum quantities of these goods have to be brought whether their price rise or fall. That means if milk is important, if salt is important, if medicines are important, though their price increases, then also we will increase their quantity. We will not reduce their quantity. Medicines, which is very necessary for a diabetic patient or for other patient, if the price increases, you will not reduce its quantity because that is the necessity of the life. If price increases, then also we will increase its consumption. Second is the status symbol goods. Status symbols goods is also known as a conspicuous goods. So status symbol goods are those goods which are purchased to show the prestige by the rich sections. And just to show their prestige, so such type of the goods will be purchased more at the higher prices. Why they purchase more at the higher prices? Just to show their superiority, just to show their living standard. If price is more, they will increase their consumption. If price will reduce, that means they will reduce their quantity demanded. Reason behind, because now it is affordable for the middle class people also. So just like examples हो गए आपके diamonds, carpets, other things are also there. So that means if price increases, they will increase its quantity demanded for the status symbol goods. Now third one, future expectation. Future expectation, this point we have already discussed in the function of demand curve also. Future expectation, that means if you will assume that in future the price will increase. So if in future the price will increase, so at present we will increase its quantity demanded because in future we are assuming that the price will be more high. So at present we will consume more. Similarly, if we will feel that in future the price is going to be down, so what we are going to do at present, we will reduce its quantity demanded because now we will wait for the future, then let the price get down and then only we will purchase. Fourth one is the ignorance of the buyers. Ignorance of the buyers, that means when a consumer is under the wrong impression that a high price product has a higher, better quality. So in such a situation, quantity demanded increases at the higher prices. Sometimes we usually purchase branded clothes. Branded clothes we purchase the more quantity at the more prices because maximum consumers, due to the ignorance, they felt that the better quality they can get at the better prices, at the higher prices. And the last and the most important, Giffen goods. See, don't get confused with the Giffen goods and the inferior goods. Giffen goods are those inferior goods on which the consumer spends a large part of his income and the demand for which falls with the fall in their prices. That means Giffen goods are also a type of the inferior goods, and on these type of the goods consumers spend a large part of his income, and when their price increases, they increases its more quantity demanded because they are spending their large part of his income, and it is to switch to the another commodity that is unaffordable for them. But if the price reduces, they will reduce its quantity demanded because now price reduced, so then their real income increases. So real income increases, so they can shift to the substitute goods. So ultimately the demand curve shape is positive. So that means in case of Giffen goods, negative income effect is more powerful than the substitution effect. That means when the price decreases, their real income increases, so they will switch to the substitute goods. So definitely your income effect is more powerful than the substitution effect, and because of this reason only the law of demand does not work and it slopes upward. Actually, this is the Giffen goods, which is named on the name of the economist Sir Robert Giffen, who pointed out this phenomenon for the first time. According to him, he was surprised to find out as the price of the bread increased, the British workers purchased more bread and not less of it, because he realized this phenomenon in Europe only, that when the price of the bread increases, they were purchasing the more quantity of the bread only, and this was something against the law of demand. And the reason was that when the price of the bread went up, it caused such a large decline in the purchasing power of the people that they were forced to cut down the consumption of meat and other more expensive food articles. So since bread, even when its price was higher than before, was still the cheapest food article, so people consumed more of it and not less when its price went up. So this was a phenomenon which was first of all found out by Robert Giffen. Now, the next concept is difference between change in quantity demanded and change in demand. First of all, see the change in quantity demanded. First of all, the literal meaning of the change in quantity demanded, that means where the price is changeable and other factors are constant. Price is changeable, that means price can increase and decrease, but other factors just like price of related goods, income, taste and preference, future expectations will remain constant. That means according to the question, you have to check that the other factors are constant, then you have to draw the diagram like this. That means first of all, you can see if the initial price is OP and quantity on that time was OQ. If price increases from OP to OP1, its quantity reduces from OQ to OQ1. So that means the point shifts from here to this point. So that means here your quantity reduces. So this is known as a contraction of demand. Now in this diagram you can see that price is changeable and there is no effect of the other factors. So when price is changeable and other factors are constant, that is your change in quantity demanded. And when price increases, quantity decreases, that is contraction in quantity demanded. Similarly, if the initial price is OP, on that time consumer was consuming OQ quantity. When price reduces from OP to OP1, he will increase its quantity from OQ to OQ1. So price reduces, quantity increases. So point shifts from A to B. So that means your quantity increases, means expansion in the quantity demanded. Here also you can see the price is changeable only, but the other factors are constant. So when price is changeable and quantity increases, that is known as expansion of demand. After that, now come to the change in demand situation. Now change in demand, here you can see the exact meaning is where the price is constant but other factors are changeable. That means now here price will not change, it will not increase, not decrease, but the other factors like price of related goods, income, taste and preference, future expectation, if these things will change, then we can say there is a change in demand. So first of all, see if the price is constant and the initial demand curve is D. On that time consumer was consuming OQ quantity. But if due to the changes in the other factors, if demand decreases, the demand curve will shift. It will shift to the leftward and new demand curve will be D1 and quantity is reduced. So that thing known as a decrease in demand. See here there is a one demand curve, but here you can see exactly the demand curve shifts. So that means there is a movement along the same demand curve. Here आप देखोगे एक ही डिमांड कर्व पे मूवमेंट है फ्रॉम A to B, B to A, but here you can see the whole demand curve shifts. This is the second difference. Second situation you can see if the initial demand curve is D, quantity is OQ, and if demand increases, so demand curve will shift to the rightward, and due to the increase in the demand, quantity increases from OQ to OQ1. So this situation is known as increase in demand. Now here you can see the basic difference between change in demand and change in quantity demanded. First of all, if price is changeable and quantity reduced, that is known as contraction in demand, whereas if price is constant and demand decreases, that is known as decrease in demand. Here, if price reduced and quantity increases, that is expansion in quantity demanded, whereas if price is constant and quantity increases, that is increase in demand. Another thing, there is a movement along the same demand curve. यहाँ आपकी एक ही demand curve है, whereas here the whole demand curve shifts. So according to the questions, if you will see that there is a changes in the other factors, then you have to show the shifts. But if you feel in the question that there is only change in the price, then you have to draw change in quantity demanded diagrams. Now tomorrow we will do shifts in demand. That means we have to show shifts, rightward shift or leftward shifts.